Hello, welcome to our mates. It's episode 181. This is Stevie. Stevie has canceled 2 shows out on the road, and it says a band member's sick. And then I love that somebody wrote, when they're getting this old, they should carry an extra band member with them. And I'm like, yeah, but would that have to be the most talented person? They'd have to be able to play drums, bass, guitar, and piano. You'd have to take, I don't know. But what if it's Stevie? I think it's Stevie, and they're not saying that.
I think Stevie's done a lot of shows.
She's done a lot of shows. She's 76 years old. I don't know what these people are doing or how they're doing it.
Right.
And arenas. And let me just say, there's a lot of people that are not selling out their arenas. But Queen Stevie has no problem selling out these arenas on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. People want to hear Landslide. What do you say to that? Huh? I won't mention the names of people canceling arena shows. Oh! People are biting off more than they could chew. I'm telling you. It's happening in comedy, too. I'm looking and going, wow, that person's in an arena? Are you crazy? And then you go look at the seat maps, and they're half full. But then they say, well, we make money that way anyway. Right, but who wants to go to a half-full arena?
Right.
Go to the venue that suits you. I never asked to get moved up. Never. Well, I wouldn't even go to an arena. I would go to the next size, like a 5,000-seater. No, I don't want that pressure. No. Because then it's going to be, 2 weeks before the show, and people are going to start hollering, like, Kathleen, if you get off your ass and do something. No. Stay where you're supposed to stay.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. We're going to talk a little bit more about Tom Brady's TED Talk. We're going to get to that. But first, what are we drinking? Well, because I went to the Mitzvah in Los Angeles. Wow, what an event. Wow.
Was it fun?
It was so fun. And it was at like a nightclub. It's like a party. I didn't know what to expect. If you ever get invited, party clothes are fun. My friend Heidi, her daughter, was bat mitzvah, and so many kids, and they're so cute at that age. The 13-year-old boys are the most awkward thing. As soon as they put food out, that's all they did. They quit dancing. They were like that, and the girls just kept dancing, and oh my God, it's very, very different than my Midwest confirmation. First of all, my confirmation, I don't have to learn anything. Not really. The Archbishop comes down in his big old outfit, and then you're in a kneeler, and he comes up with the giant scepter and looks at you when you're 12 and goes, do you renounce the devil in all of his ways? And I'm like, well, that's a big question, and I haven't done a deep dive. I mean, I think I do, but I can't say no, because if I say I don't, I'm not going to get that $150 I think I'm going to rake in the backyard. And it's better. I assessed it quickly and went, I think it's better if I just agree to this, even though I think that's a very big question.
For a 12-year-old.
I mean, I don't like the devil. Nobody likes the devil.
No.
But occasionally I want to go gambling, and those are the things the devil. It's part of my Enabler TV show.
Right.
The devil, sometimes he's fun.
Right.
Like for a minute,
Video
and then
poker.
until it's not fun. But yeah, I don't know. Confirmations, every confirmation party I went to was in a backyard. So to be at a full-on rented out nightclub was insane.
Know what happened.
What happened?
Termites, because a lot of them have to go.
Oh, if you have to go? Well, unfortunately my flight was late, so I missed the temple part. So I felt bad about that. There was nothing I could do about it, but I just went to the party.
Yep.
So
What did you wear?
What I had on black pants from Anthropology that I bought like 6 years ago, and they're absolutely great.
Nice.
And a silver shiny top, and then a white jacket because I thought it'd be freezing, and I'm always freezing.
So party clothes.
Yeah, party clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was really, really fun, and all the kids were dressed up, and the child's name is everywhere. There's merch. There's a sweatshirt. It's Ellie, 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 and I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever been celebrated. I don't really want it either, though. If I get a standing ovation, I run away. It's too much. I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm not really comfortable with that. But it's also one of 7. I'm not comfortable with a lot of attention.
Right.
The kids these days, now I sound old, but you're giving me some attention, and I want my name on a shirt, and goddamn it better be on a big screen up there too, and say, "Yay, Ellie!" and then we all jump around and say, "Ellie." I mean,
You have merch.
but they have to work a lot harder. They have to learn Hebrew, because and then they have to read out of the Torah. I know. Lou said Hebrew school, it was brutal, and he can't remember a word of it. I'm like, speak some Hebrew, Lou. Let's hear it. I know what it sounds like, but I wanted him to do it.
It's very guttural.
Yeah. Well, he said it sounds like the entire Jewish population has a sinus infection. It's a lot of guttural. But if you hear Gaelic, it sounds like that too. It's like, yeah. So I think the Jewish kids have to do a lot more. Like confirmation, I just had to pick my sponsor, and I picked my cousin Mary, and then you got to pick another name, so I just took Mary's. Kathleen Elizabeth, Mary Madigan.
There you go.
Show up. The Archbishop's got to drive his ass around every podunk parish in Missouri, and boom, he showed up.
There we go.
And then I'm at a party. So they deserve a better party because they do have to work a lot harder than.
You said she's in a band.
So she's in her own band. They played 3 songs. It was great. Cool. Yeah, I mean and videos. Then there's slideshows of here's the kid when they're like, and then I thought, well, I remember one time at Comedy Central. I think it was when I did that. They did the half hours back in the day, and they put together some slideshow or some shit. I don't know. And they were like, "Can you ask your parents if they're? Do you have any pictures of you under the age of 10?" I go, I doubt it. I mean, there's probably like a Polaroid one that came out of the thing really quick. I said, I'll ask though. Yeah. And I said to my mom, I go, can you root around? Are there any pictures of me before like age 10? Call back half hour later. Nope. Then I had to tell Comedy Central no.
Full stop.
I'm like, no, I don't have any pictures. You can't make a slideshow. So then they decided, because I was, quote, from the Midwest, that my background would just be a wheat field with a silo. I'm like, I live in St. Louis, too. You could have picked the Arch. You could, how about Busch Stadium? There is a city there.
No.
I just left it up because I thought it was funny. I'm not from Nebraska.
No.
I'm not from Kansas. But to them in New York, it's all the same.
Yep.
And it made me laugh. So it was so ludicrous. But anyway, if you get invited to one, I say go. Yeah. Because I kept asking Lou, and I don't know, he didn't make it sound as much fun as I had.
Yeah.
Maybe Lou didn't go to fun ones.
The pictures I saw were good.
The pictures were fun, and then they have the photo booth. I mean, it is a full-on party, and the place is rented out for 4.5, 5 hours. Food everywhere, anything you could. Yeah, so they go all out. I felt like I was at a wedding reception, but a more fun one. And no lines at the bar, so the Irish lady bellied right up. I'm like, well, because the little kids are drinking, they're not. I'm like, this is a perfect party. I want to party with 13-year-olds that aren't allowed to drink. I didn't know a lot of the music I was dancing to, and I danced horribly anyway, but I did it.
Nice.
So what are we drinking? Because I ran down to Hermosa Beach after I'd already missed the thing. So a little Hermosa. I didn't even know it had a brewing company. I lived there back in the day for a while. In an apartment. Pier Pale Ale.
Nice.
It's actually very good. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Hermosa Beach. And what are we trying? Well, we're going to first try Mr. B. They're the bee's knees. Oh. It's a pepperoni roll potato chip, proudly made in West Virginia.
Cool.
West Virginia, which I'm going to that'll be over by then, I think. No.
Coming this weekend.
Oh, right, this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't want to give away any secrets, West Virginia, but I think I saw Morgantown being floated around.
What?
Yeah, it's not for sure yet. These are good.
Good. Who sent them?
This is from a West Virginia termite, Maya.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pepperoni roll. Interesting.
They're good. I give it a B+.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be more pepperoni-y.
E? All right.
E, yeah.
Chewies.
But they're good, and they have the texture of Lay's. So thank you, Maya. Now these are, there's a Dorito Baja Firey Mango from Orlando gay termite, Rob.
Nice.
Okay. Wow, it's got a shark on the front.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You like them? You hate mango.
The mango hits you at the end. If you like mango, these are actually very good.
Late mango.
It's not really my favorite. Woo! And then the fiery hits you at the end too. Woo! This would be a good way to lose weight. You can only eat like one of these every 20 minutes. Or at least I can. Or as the guy at the Thai restaurant, it's a cabin actually. It's a wooden cabin. When I order stuff, he goes, "All for you, white person spice." And I'm like, "Yep, white person spice." Because one time I go, "No, let me go your spice." Oh, that was an error. It was so hot. All right, these are some crazy Hampton Farms. Is that the Hamptons? I mean, no.
Hampton Farms is a gas station in the Northeast.
Oh, spicy dill pickle peanuts from Termite Judy. Hampton Farms. Where are these made?
I'll look it up. You taste.
Sevum, North Carolina. The Hamptons, by the way, which I just left. And guess what I didn't do in the Hamptons? Drive around drunk. Now, we're not sure he was drunk
Nope.
because Justin Timberlake taking the advice of my father to refuse the test.
Yep.
So we don't know. It's the cops' word against Justin's.
He definitely didn't recall.
Well, here's the thing. If you're Justin Timberlake, if you're going to drink at all, get a driver.
Yeah.
Come on. It's my old joke about rich, famous people drinking and driving. Anyway. Wow.
Nice.
How did they do that? The actual peanut tastes like a dill pickle. How did they get that in there? I just pulled it out of a shell.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really good.
Cool.
Wow. That's another,
2 thumbs up.
for a peanut, that's an A.
Great.
Yeah. Let me get these shells off here so I can read. All right. That's what we're drinking and eating. Here's where I'm going on the road. Then we'll get this party started. Added a second show in Boston. Thank you, Burmites. Boston Termites.
Termites.
Boston Termites.
A lot.
At the Wilbur. I love that venue because it's kind of half like a club, half like a theater. Perfect blend of old school, new school. I love the lady who runs it, Taylor. She's awesome, and it runs like clockwork. And
It's on sale now.
tickets are on sale now. Yeah, for both shows. Friday, and then we added Saturday.
Yep.
And then June 22nd, that one's sold out, Charlestown, West Virginia.
That's this weekend.
That's this weekend. June 29th, Portland, Maine. There's a few tickets left. And every seat there's good.
Yep.
Yep. July 19 to 20, Atlantic City.
Boom.
The Borgata. Yeah, that was supposed to be the fight, the Tyson fight. And I was so excited to be in Atlantic City because of giant screens.
So great. We'll have to go back.
But I'm still excited to go to Atlantic City. Boom, right down to White House Subs. First lady there. July 26th, San Antonio. 27th, Austin. August 2nd, Marietta, Ohio. Not Georgia.
No.
No. August 3rd, Cincinnati, Ohio. The Taft. I'll be at the Taft Theater if you're looking for where I'm going to be there. August 10th, Niagara Falls, Ontario. Speaking of which, I know Ontario isn't by Edmonton. Edmonton's in the west, but well, I did predict that Boston would win, so stick with the basketball, and they won.
Yep.
Stick with me on your betting.
Yep.
I'm still saying the Panthers are going to win. But Edmonton has had 2 really great games.
Chipping away.
And now everybody's got to fly back to Edmonton. The flight from Fort Lauderdale to
2,500 miles.
2,500 miles. Oh, my God. That would have been all the incentive for me if I was a Panther. To win would be so I don't have to get on that flight.
Right.
Holy shit show. And then the Panthers got stuck last week in that big storm in Florida and had to sit in the airport for 7 hours. And you know they can't drinky.
Nope.
No drinky.
Nope.
You got to stay dressed up.
You're in a suit.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
Terrible.
August 24th, Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. August 30th, that's Labor Day weekend, the Venetian.
Boom.
September 6th, Tarrytown. September 7th, Wilmington, Delaware. September 13th, Columbus, Ohio. September 14th, Lexington, Ohio. September 19th, Oklahoma City. September 21st, Dallas, Texas. Can't wait to see you guys. The 27th, Foxwoods Casino.
Yeah.
Can't wait. That's in Connecticut. And September 28th, New York City. People are always like, why don't you work in the city? I do.
Here we go.
Town Hall.
Yep.
So easy to get to. Not a problem.
And then
So-
it's your birthday.
And then it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I try not to work that week. I don't think I am working that week. Yeah. And happy Father's Day to everybody out there. It was, I went and saw my mom, hung out with my mom.
Cool.
Yep. This is how old and crazy they're getting. She's like, I don't want to go to dinner like at 6 o'clock. She was saying that that's like midnight, right? And I said, jokingly, I go, well, do you want to go now? It was 11 o'clock in the morning. She goes, yeah. I go, you want to go to dinner now? I said, and then later we'll go get Randy's. That's this frozen custard that's down at the lake. She goes, that sounds perfect. So I was like, fine. I got my sister and my sister-in-law, and I call my sister-in-law, though. I go, we're all meeting at Casablanca for pizza in 5 minutes. She's like, oh, well, no, I don't really think I'll be joining on that one, but maybe later. I'm like, what do you mean, Amy? You're not in the mood for dinner at 11:22?
Still in coffee mode.
Oh my God. I'm like, is it even open? Like, I mean, I know there's a lunch crowd, but anyway, it was fun to hang out with my mom for a little while. And she's doing great. Thanks for everybody who's asking. She's doing really good, actually. She's back in her little golf league. You know, and then I think some of my siblings are like, she should do more. I'm like, let's not forget, she's 83. She's in fine shape. If you saw her walking around, you wouldn't think she was 83, but she's got arthritis and shit hurts. And so what if she wants to sit around and watch British weird mysteries?
Right.
Okay, I can't think of the one. Midsummer Night Murder. She loves it. She watched every Grey's Anatomy available, and I told her, what you don't know, Mom, is they're making new ones.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You said she's into who's your boyfriend, Sean Cassidy.
She likes my boyfriend Sean Cassidy's show, and I can't remember the name of it.
New
New Amsterdam. Or New Hampshire. Whatever. Sorry, Sean. I'm sure he's not listening. He was the director of that or something. Speaking of things to be watching, that's all the shows, so where I got that out of the way. If you like Shaka Khan, I took her down as a queen because she doesn't do that much, unfortunately, but she did do a Tiny Desk concert that is amazeballs if you love Shaka. And she's really funny. She's funny, and her voice sounds great. And she's like I don't know, 65 or something. No wrinkles. I mean, she looks amazing. She looks no different than 25 years ago. Then also, what are we watching? This was the craziest thing. I love ESPN's 30 for 30s. I love them.
Yeah.
Well, there's one on Renee Richards. Now, for you younger termites, for the children. So everybody thinks the transgender thing is new. No, it's not. I vaguely remember this. I remember my dad going, wait, that's a man? And I'm like, yeah, I think that's what they said, Dad. Yep, I think that is a man. This guy, I forget his real name. I only knew Renee. He was a super good tennis player, but he was also an eye doctor. He's like he's from a proper Jewish family, somewhere on the East Coast. And he got married and did all you're supposed to do. Very handsome, but he was also this great tennis player. Richard Raskin. Anyway, Richard wanted to transition to be Renee. Okay. Even back then, I remember my dad saying down at the Workmen's Comp Commission, he goes, well, this has been going on for a long time. We had Bob who became Barb. I'm like, what? At the Comp Commission back then?
Yeah.
Like in the 60s? How brave was Bob?
Right.
And he was the stenographer at the courthouse. And my dad said, yeah, he just started dressing more like a lady every day. And then he said, call me Barb. And we were like, all right. Nobody cared.
Wow.
And I said, I'm surprised
That's cool.
back then that nobody cared. He goes, he was a great stenographer. I mean, you wanted to get Barb because she was so fast that if you got somebody else, you knew it was going to take a hell of a lot longer. And just, I said, okay, well, point taken. So there have been transgender people along. But the thing with Richard and then who became Renee, she started playing in tournaments that were high level, like qualifying for the U.S. fucking Open. This isn't some country club bullshit where they give you a trophy and right. This is for reals. Yeah. But back then, nobody knew what to do about it.
Right.
So go watch the 30 for 30 because Renee refused to take the chromosome testing. And then they were like, shit, we never thought of what if somebody just goes, no. I ain't doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy story. And see how old Richard is now, because it's Renee, right? Yeah. Sorry. I mean, what I read is true.
Renee what?
Richards.
Renee Russo. Richard was her original name.
Oh, I got it.
Renee Russo's an actor.
Yeah, Renee Russo's somebody else. Jesus.
What's Renee's
We
last
have fucked up this whole conversation.
name? Renee what?
Go with Renee Richards, ESPN, 30 for 30.
Age. 89.
89.
Yep.
Well, Renee is alive and well and in this documentary. So you get to see Renee now and what she does now. And boy, I don't know.
Renee Russo, 70.
Renee Russo, 70. I thought she was like 34.
No,
Who's Renee Russo?
she's smoking hot.
She's a smoking hot actress?
Yeah, she's the first lady I Googled.
Oh, the first lady you Googled. Well, we're off to a good start. My God.
She doesn't play tennis.
No. She doesn't play tennis. Probably pickleball if she's 70.
Probably.
Yeah. And then I got to give a shout out. I'm not going to say who. So there's an article that went all over the press about the comedians that met the Pope, and it says I was one of them.
Yep.
It's on everything. This just shows you, like, I don't believe what you want anymore. I only believe the person I'm actually talking to in real life, and half the time I don't believe them.
Right.
I did not go to meet the Pope. I would have gone to meet the Pope, but there was a confusion in the email and the invitation, and I didn't get it till the day before. But I would like to give a shout out to social media. I'm not going to say who,
Yep.
but it was a Twitter termite, more than a termite, but a termite nonetheless.
A holy termite.
A holy termite that liked me and added me to the list. So this email came on my email, and it said, the Pope and humor. And I'm like, I don't really often get emails from the Pope. I do follow Vatican News, but so I opened it, and it
Office of the Royal See.
the office and all these words. I'm like, I had to call my mom. I'm like, what's a prefect? And she's like, oh God, Kathleen, didn't you pay any attention? I go, no, Mom, there were 2 sets of schooling, yours and Dad's. You guys knew all this. I couldn't read the invitation. What's the office of the defectionary? Like, it's all this crazy. And that was in English.
Right.
Some of it was in Italian. But then there was a map of where to go. And I'm like, is this spam?
Right.
Like, this can't be real, right? Did I really get an invitation to go meet the Pope? And then my brother's like, well, if Pope Frank emailed me, I'd stop, drop, and roll. And there's only one person in the world I would stop, drop, and roll. I go, what about your wife and kids? He goes, Kathleen, I'm talking about traveling to go see Pope Frank. I said, I can't make it happen, Pat. I don't have a supersonic jet. It's too late. I just want to see if this is real. Because it said, like, .Vatican. It wasn't like somebody's Gmail. And then I thought, why would it be fake? They're not asking for anything.
Right.
Or is somebody so mean they want me to get on a Pope flight, and then I don't have an invitation when I get there, and I look like a jackass? Not to mention the cost. When Delta, if they could have gotten me there in that amount of time, it would have been. And then you have to think, well, if I got to the gates of heaven and they were like, it was $5,000 to meet him, and you said no, asshole. I know. I think about all those things. Like, but anyway, I would just like to shout out that person that did that, because it was awfully nice and awfully thoughtful. Sadly, it was just too late. And then I called up 2 of my friends. I'm like, is this spam? I called younger friends.
Well, you also called your publicist.
Well, I did call my publicist too. I'm like, are they going through proper channels, or is it, how did they get my email? And then my sister goes, well, it is the Vatican. I go, he's not Merlin. I mean, yes, is he the Holy Father? Yes, is he? But he can't. Nobody's going to know to send it. If it would have went to Katie, my publicist, yeah. Would have not been so suspicious.
Right.
And everybody's got you so paranoid that everything in your inbox is just a bunch of shit. Anyway, it was real.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry I missed it, but that people always say social media is just bad. Just want to say that was an awfully nice thing. That person I've never met did that for me. And that takes a lot of pull.
Yes.
Here's what was the super funny part though. Okay, Americans, go on Netflix or Amazon and Google Italian comedians. Guess how many will come up? Probably 0. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Right. I've done international festivals my whole life. Never seen an Italian comedian. I've seen English. I've seen Aussies. I've seen Irish, Scots, Welsh, Canadians. There's just certain countries,
Spanish.
even a German guy. Herman, somebody. He was pretty funny. He's like, people say Germans are too linear and that we don't have enough looseness to be comedians. Well, I would like to show you that we can. Joke number 1. And he hits a stopwatch. And I'm like, it's so funny. That's exactly what I expect out of you.
Great.
Bullet points, linear. You can't tell a story. It's all just... Anyway, so the list, this was public information, of the comedians going were listed by country.
Yep.
The Italians had 67.
Oh, come on. There's a lot of rounding there.
Does this count if you're funny at home? I mean, come on. 67? But I thought they should get the most because they're in Italy. But you know, this was like, hey, I can get you on the list. It looked like a funny bone list, like a comedy club. Hey, second show Friday, we haven't sold any tickets. Kathleen got 15 people. Bob got 15. Here's the people you're letting in for nothing. Yeah, it made me laugh. 67.
You're going to go to the Vatican next year.
And I'm sure there's some funny Italians, but in Italy, I mean, I don't mean in America. There's funny Italian-American comedians, but I mean from Italy. Clarify that so I don't get hate mail. No, I love Don Marrero. Anyway, so thank you to that.
You're going to go next year.
Termite. I am going to try to go next year. If the person had that, I'm on a poll. But then he might not be alive, and I like this pope. I mean, compared to other popes, I know they all have problems. I know the Catholic Church is behind. I'm aware of all of it. But out of all the popes, him or John Paul II would have been the ones that he's 87, and the person, I made my publicist call a number. There was a number at the bottom. I go, Katie, you need to call that number for me. And I don't ever ask for shit, so I don't think Katie minded. Because Katie's like, well, I'm not Catholic, so none of this will bother me either way. Sure, I'll call. And she got an intern at the Vatican, Laura.
Cool.
And I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because is this all fake?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, no. And they made it clear he is aging, and there's a possibility he won't attend. Yeah.
He also has to be the G7 summit.
But he did make it. And he had to be at the G7 in the afternoon. I'm like, this guy gets around for 87. I'd be like, fuck you. I'll be down there about 11. Because you know those are meet and greets. He probably does 10 a morning.
Yep.
Oh, here's the group from this school. Here's the comedians, humor and religion and whatever. So just a crazy little story. And let's move into real things now. King Queen news. Dolly, very quiet, which means she's probably inventing something this past week. She's never actually quiet. Cher, eerily quiet. Never know what's going on with that. Tanya's doing like festivals, fairs. She's out there. Snoop, quiet this week.
Yeah.
Jelly offered to pay for a fan's college tuition during his Nashville show.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. He's out there just killing it everywhere.
He's with Morgan Wallen.
He's with Morgan Wallen,
Your boy.
who I like. Probably like Jelly Roll more. Because I've met him and I like him and he likes comedy, so therefore we like him back more. Because he's a big comedy fan. And I see him here in Nashville a lot. Tay-Tay out on the road in Europe still, right?
Yes.
Where?
Liverpool.
Liverpool,
She just finished.
home of the Beatles.
She just finished Liverpool.
Where's she going next?
She's in. Stand by. Nobody did what Paris did.
Nobody welcomed her quite like the Parisians.
No, she's in Cardiff, and then she's in London this weekend.
London this weekend. Oh yeah, they were putting out alerts
Wembley.
at Wembley. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see clips from that.
That's where her ex-boyfriend lives.
Her ex-boyfriend lives there.
Yeah.
Is that the one I didn't like?
No, you hated Maddie. He's already engaged again.
Oh, I didn't like Maddie, like
Yeah.
M-A-T-T-Y, Maddie.
Yeah, you hated him.
I hated him. See, this is what's great about being old. I don't even remember hating him. But I'm glad I put forth the effort if he was a hateable person. I didn't like it when he got on stage with her. No, because what are we doing? No. That's why Travis is better. You go be caveman. You take ball. You run there. You go do you.
I love him.
You do too.
He's
You do you.
wonderful. He's your tight end.
I know. I love Travis. I'm just saying he has a job. I'm complimenting him.
Okay.
Unlike that Maddie guy who's trying.
Healy.
What's his name?
Maddie Healy.
Maddie Healy.
Yeah.
Note, let me write that down. I hate Maddie Healy. So I remember, I'm going to put a list like my mom on the fridge. Here's the people in my shit list. And she's got a shit list on her refrigerator. No, Travis is good because he's got his own stuff going on. And, I'm just saying, it's football. It's not the smartest thing going around, but when we talk about football, well, there's three things in football. But first of all, update! The children. What am I going to do with the children?
I don't know.
They have sprayed orange powder paint all over Stonehenge.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Two people these are the Just Stop Oil activists.
Oh, God.
They sprayed orange powder paint over Stonehenge, and I'm not sure they're the children, but from what I can see of them, they look young-ish. Remember, there's no guards up there. This is a disgraceful act of vandalism to one of the UK's world's most oldest and most important monuments. Members of the public attempted to stop the incident, and a visitor, just a customer, managed to wrestle a spray can from one of the protesters.
They're called tourists.
Tourists.
Not customers.
Customers? Customers on a tour.
Wow.
They've arrested 2 people. Orange paint had been sprayed on 2 of the stones. The protest came as thousands of druids and revelers prepare to travel to the monument for the summer solstice.
Oh,
How do we get paint off here? I don't know.
that's terrible.
Does anybody? Can we? I don't know how you get paint off rock.
Power washer, baby.
Yeah, let's get a good old power washer up there.
Yeah.
And I know it can take off paint because I won't say who, but 3 people that I hired to power wash my house put the wrong nozzle on, and all of a sudden, I don't have any more green paint.
Looks like gunfire.
I know. I'm like, God damn it. And then you can't just go paint that part back in because then the other paint was faded and then it doesn't match. Anyway, in a statement, Just Stop Oil said it was time for megalithic action. Get it? And call for the UK. Look, I don't disagree with all these climate change kids. I think things are out of control too.
Yep.
I don't think we should be making plastic water bottles anymore. But who's going to shut down Fiji? And then I have my friend Amy yell at me about plastic water bottles. Well, I know I have one of the refillable ones. I get it. But the bigger problem is not Kathleen Madigan. The bigger problem is Fiji.
Right.
Or whomever, whatever Aqua Net. That's a hairspray.
Fina.
I mean, I don't know enough about science, for Christ's sake. I don't know what's wrong, but I think this is not the way to go about it.
They've started putting it in milk cartons.
They put the water in milk cartons, or don't give it to me in a can. That liquid death that's at a lot of these concerts, I can't. It's just water, but it tastes like tin. Yeah. The rest of their statements, they don't want coal, oil, or gas. But okay.
Are they living off the grid?
I don't know where they live. I don't know. I just think if you want people to join your cause, you can't do destructive things like there has to be a better way. I vote through humor, and they're just.
So does the Pope.
The Pope does too.
Yeah.
Get on our bandwagon. I was going to say bandwagon. I don't think, you get more bees with honey. That's the whole thing. I don't want to help you if you're going to go do something destructive to something that means something to the world. No. There has to be different ways. Did you get attention? You did for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But now somebody's got to go up there with a power washer. Sure, it's not easy to get up there.
No.
Probably have to bring a generator. I doubt there's outlets at Stonehenge. And a donkey. Just for fun. The donkey's just for fun. Update! Guess who's coming to the Sphere for sure now?
Tay-Tay.
No, Tay-Tay.
Too tiny.
It's too small for Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
The Eagles.
Ow.
I know.
Boo.
Well, my brother went and saw him a long time ago, and he said it was boring. And I could see that.
I've seen them. They're terrible.
You thought they were terrible?
Oh, well, I mean.
Boring.
No, boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
Because they don't do nothing.
Yeah. There's,
Sit there and sing the songs.
I'd rather dance in my room.
Yeah, Stevie's still trying to dance and twirling and capes and
She has
stories.
Easy spirits now.
She does have. They're like, I know her old heeled boots, and I get it. I now have tennis shoes with lifts on stage. It's so comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never going back to a heel. But Stevie gives you a show. I don't know. I've never seen the Eagles, but it's if you want to go see them, I do want to go to the Sphere. And then Little Dorf, she keeps trying to get me to go to the Deadhead thing. There's 2 more dates of that.
Might be fun.
I'd rather see March of the Penguins. I mean,
The show?
Yeah.
How are you comparing that to a concert?
Well, because if you took the Sphere and they do show movies in there, make it a giant IMAX. And then there's penguins everywhere.
You know what?
It'd be great.
You've never seen Star Wars. Maybe they'll do that.
They should put Star Wars in there for all the people that like that. They're going to do 8 shows over 4 weekends, starting September 20th through October 19th. So, you know, if you're an Eagles fan, have at it. It's not my thing. Here's an update. A little Elon. Speaking of Twitter, I refuse to call it X. My blue check mark was taken away. I don't even know when.
No.
I'm not giving him any money.
$1.
Not even $1. Well, he's reported. So on Twitter, if you're not on it, briefly here, when I like a tweet, let's say somebody posts something about the Cardinals or whatever, and I hit like, everyone can see that I liked it publicly. Now, when if you pay for the blue check mark thing, your likes are private, meaning if I liked one of your tweets, you'll see that I liked it, but the general public, a couple termites had to explain that to me. Because I like whatever I like. I stand by what I like. I don't even care who can see it. I want the person that wrote it to see it. Because it's usually Super Sports 70, something funny. And then I hit like.
I love that.
Well, he's rolled out private likes starting today. This means users on the platform will be hidden by default. Soon, users will be able to like any content without worrying about who might see it. This is because they said he liked some tweets that were kind of a little bit right-wing cuckoo town. And then we all could see that he liked it, but stand by what you like.
Right.
But now the people that paid for the blue check mark, one of the perks was private liking, gone. So I just think he's really trying to destroy it.
Yes.
And I don't know why. Or turn it into, it's sad because in the beginning it was like entertainment and, you know, sports, fun stuff. And then it turned political during the election ago, I guess, the one before that, and just went crazy. Also, another update of the children.
Oh, what are they doing now?
They're really, really getting around the United Kingdom. King Charles's first official portrait vandalized by activists. Now, two things.
Great.
As an Irish person, I can't say I'm in love with King Charles. But also the official portrait they did of him, if I was Charles, I'd have said, oh no, that's got to be redone. It's all, go ahead, call the children. Who's got orange spray paint? It's all red. It looks demonic. If you did that with me, I'd be like, oh my God, that's like sacrilegious. Like, no.
Yep.
You can paint me where I don't even look like me. I don't care, but I don't want to be. I'll put a picture of it in the show notes. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God.
It's weird.
It's really weird and not good weird. It's a good portrait. It looks like him.
He's unfortunate looking.
Well, he's not smoking hot. I think we all know that.
No.
This is an animal rights group. They vandalized the official portrait. This one they came in. This is at a London gallery. A campaign group, Animal Rising, posted a video on its social media showing activists using a paint roller to stick signs over the portrait of the monarch. Security! Security! Everybody's fired. All of you. Today, as of noon, you can eat lunch. Then you got to go. How did you let someone get in? And it wasn't a tiny paint roller. It was one with an extension deal.
Wow.
Is nobody checking backpacks?
No.
I mean, they go through my shit, which is fine, at a Predators game, or a Stevie Nicks, whatever. I do not understand how they are not. Members of the public were invited for free to visit the portrait of the monarch, which is on display at the Philip Mould Gallery in central London until June 21st. It was against a background of crimson red brushstrokes, sparking mixed reactions. A negative one from this lady. Mm-hmm. I guess he didn't care.
No.
But they got in and did it. And so they got to get all this shit off the glass. There's a glass thing in front of it.
It'd be funny if they did like bumper stickers. Like I've been to Bucky's.
A bumper sticker. Something fun. Make me laugh. Make me laugh. This stuff was not funny.
No.
Mm-mm. Animal Rising describes itself as a nonviolent organization campaigning for urgent transition to a sustainable and just plant-based food system.
I like meat. I like it a lot.
I like a burger every now and again. I mean, I could live without it.
Do you denounce bacon?
But then am I gotta live without chicken too?
No. Bacon?
They don't count? I can live without bacon.
Stop it.
I don't. Yeah, pancakes fine.
Pancakes. That's nothing to do with bacon.
Breakfast. But what would I do without my dad's bacon sandwiches with mayonnaise on white bread every now and then?
That's horrifying.
It's a Midwest delight. My other Midwest delight that really horrifies friends is Braunschweiger on, I love it, on white bread with mayonnaise.
It's awful.
It's one of the reasons I moved from Los Angeles. I couldn't find white bread. I'm like, fuck this place. And then you ask for Braunschweiger, and they give you something super fancy. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant Oscar Mayer. It's already cut in a thing. God. Or you get the roll of it and cut from there. If you don't have the money for the pre-sliced one.
No.
But not, it's, whatever. Update!
We're doing this too early today.
No. Elizabeth Holmes.
No!
Yep. They argued her appeal last week.
I mean,
The decision could take weeks or months, so we're not going to have any update on what happened.
I
But
vote
what?
months. Give her months.
She was sentenced to 11 years, remember that, but she got 2 knocked off. She's seeking a new trial, arguing that the judge in her case erred in several decisions during the 20. I do not think this appeal is going to win. I'm surprised it was granted. But
She's making a mockery of the judicial.
oh, it's just money.
Come on.
I mean, and then there's the whole.
She's an asshole.
The decision on the appeal wasn't expected to come down immediately. It said 3 judges are likely to consider the high-profile nature of the case. It could take several weeks or more, or months to issue a ruling. They're nitpicking. I read the whole thing. It's terribly boring. You don't need to be subject to it, termites. But my betting odds on DraftKings, it's not gonna work.
See if we can bet on that.
Update! Flava Flav has officially teamed with Red Lobster after attempting to save the bankrupt chain on social media.
Wonderful.
I'll do it for free. They call me.
Let's call him.
Maybe, oh yeah. Katie, could you, these are the things. Most people are like, could I get tickets to a red carpet event? My calls are, Katie, can you call Red Lobster and put me on the Save the Biscuit campaign? But what's great about Katie is she'll just go, sure. Let me, not sure I'm aware of that. I don't think I have any other clients gunning for that. I'm like, yep. We can go on Good Morning America, whatever. But first, I'd like to save the biscuits. Is that possible?
We should actually contact them. The Save the Biscuit camp. It's a good idea.
He's taken. Well, I made that part up. I don't know what it's called.
We should call it that.
Or maybe he said it in this article. Flava Flav is taking his Red Lobster fan status to a whole new level. On Monday, June 10th, they unveiled a partnership with the hip hop legend. I'm not as famous as Flava Flav though. The Unlikely duo announced that Red Lobster's Crabfest is officially coming back.
Oh, wonderful.
Because we learned very little from Shrimp Fest.
They need 3 fests a year.
Lobster Fest, Shrimp Fest, Crab Fest. Flava Flav said, yeah, boy. Boy. When the internet said lobster's going away, boy Flava Flav said, not today.
Nope.
No.
Boy.
Oh. And that's when he ordered the whole menu.
He's great.
He's doing Crab Fest ads. Crab Fest is here, boy, and they got 2 flavors, just like me, Flava Flav. Yep, he announced main flavors, roasted garlic, and the new Cajun butter, which he describes as being part of the most bona fide comeback yet.
Oh, we gotta go.
I know.
Great.
At Crab Fest, guests can order a full pound of steamed wild-caught crab legs with the flavor options or simply steam. Red Lobster is introducing a new $20 creamy crab carbonara and a new crab and lobster duo. Flava Flav's initial post went viral, and when he ordered everything on the menu. So good for them.
I like it.
One of the musician's daughters, Daznaya, I'm not saying that right, hinted that she was there and amplified her dad's goal by sharing Flava Flav on her own Instagram. So, yeah.
So you could take
Let's try to save it.
Yeah, you could take Baby Cat.
Take Baby Cat to Crab Fest?
Yeah, because you don't have a daughter. So you could
I don't have a daughter, but Baby Cat counts.
yeah, take her.
Yeah, she hates the heat. This is a little PSA. So I'm not talking about politics here. I'm talking about tourism. So don't anybody freak out.
Okay.
But Donald Trump, the Republican National Convention is going to be held in Milwaukee, and he said it's a horrible city. No, it's not.
No.
That's just a fact. I chose it for my next flick special.
Yeah.
Why? Because the people are super duper nice. They're excited to have you. And I will say, I did do one in New York, and I did not feel the same way about that. And I didn't want to do it in New York.
No.
But I got bullied by those people.
People you fired.
People that I was paying. And I'm like, why are you bullying me if I'm paying you out of this bullshit? Just so I could defend Milwaukee a little bit. Guess who else loves Milwaukee? Henry Winkler, because they have the Fonzie statue down on the Riverwalk.
Yes.
I'm serious. People forget about Milwaukee. If you're a Midwestern person, it's a wonderful weekend, especially during Summerfest. But if you can't get there during Summerfest is one of the coolest festivals I've ever been involved in, because they used to have a comedy stage. I don't know if they do anymore, but I did it. I did it as a comedian, and I did it as a regular person. And it's the easiest festival to get around. It's not Bonnaroo. I don't have to sleep outside in a tent. Like, you can walk from downtown to the whole thing. Not a long walk.
No.
But anyway, if you want to go to Milwaukee, here's some great things to do. It's not my thing. Harley Davidson Museum.
Cool.
Biggest one in the world.
Yep.
So if you're into that, there's a lakefront brewery that's super duper fun to go.
Cool.
The Pabst Mansion. I put videos up. It's a Pabst the beer, like Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep.
The Pabst Mansion is a Gilded Age thing. The tour is fast, but great. Super fun to go to. The Milwaukee Public Market may be one of my favorite places on earth.
It's my favorite.
And I was there when it was snowing, and it made it even more. They've got Bloody Mary bars. They've got T-shirts. They've got, it's just a cheese wheels. I'm surprised they don't have security down there. Well, maybe they do, and I don't know it. But some of the cheese wheels in there are like 150 years old, and they'll cut you off a piece to just try it. Thousands of dollars worth of cheese. It's just beers if you want them. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And the music's playing, and it's right downtown. And if you want to go see a Brewers game, boom, easy peasy. The Basilica of St. Josaphat. I've never been in it. It looks awesome. There's way more museums. The Miller Brewery Tour. I've done it twice. It's so fun. You go in these ancient, like beer caves. And I know I'm a St. Louis person. I'll defend my brewery over only because we have Clydesdales at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
You can't talk about that. No. But the Miller Brewery Tour, totally fun, totally worth it. And then at the end, there's free beer. Yeah. And I think it's hilarious that I walk up and go, "Can I try Miller Lite?" Look at me. Do you not think I've had 7,000 in my life? But they're like happy to give it to you. And then they have all kinds of funky flavors and Lugan. I can never say it right.
Lugan, Klein.
Lugan Kleino. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's the one street.
shandy.
There's the one street downtown with all the brat houses and stuff. Great bratwurst. I can't say enough. I mean, literally, Lewis and I, when I did the last special, I'm like, if we stay here for any longer, we're gonna have to go to the hospital for IVs. We've eaten enough here to kill a horse. Like bratwurst, cheese, giant pretzels, cheese curds at the airport.
I know.
I'm just saying, he shouldn't have said that because it's not true. I don't know what the North Point Lighthouse is, but, go down by the water. Oh, the Bronze Fonz. Yep. I just passed that one day and went, that's Fonzie.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Holy shit, they found it.
Nice.
We're moving on. Rare wildcat documented in Yellowstone for the first time in a decade.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I can't believe people didn't know what this was. I looked at it and I went, okay. That's a lynx.
Yeah.
So I guess we haven't had lynx in Yellowstone. And it was a boy because it had a blocky head. This guy took a picture of it. He said it's not a bobcat. Bobcats look very different, and they don't have feet the size of salad plates. Nothing is better than a Canadian lynx because they're the biggest. Their paws, and they got the tufts of fur on the tops of their ears, and they're just the closest thing would be a Maine Coon cat.
Yeah, they're cool.
Well, and a bobcat, but a bobcat looks more like a domestic cat, like a baby cat, like American Shorthair. The lynx was spotted in the upper reaches of Tin Can Park, a backcountry swath of the Teton National Forest, about 6 miles southwest of Granite Hot Springs. I don't know anything about what I just read, but I know it's somewhere in the Grand Tetons. It had been many years since a link was documented in Wyoming. They've been searching forever, and they had no success confirming their presence. The record shows that breeding resident animals disappeared more than 20 years ago. But there's been a host of sightings from 2004 to 2007. Last observation was in 2011 or 12. But this guy got a picture of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's good news. And they don't really bother anything. And they keep the ecosystem going. Holy shit. They found it. So I want to go to Italy next year. And I want to go to Rome just because I like Rome. I've been there. I've never been to Venice, and I want to go before it sinks.
Really?
I'll probably sink in my lifetime. I just said that as a non-science person, so don't take that as gospel. And I want to go to Pompeii.
Yeah.
They have found records of Pompeii's survivors have been found, and archaeologists are starting to understand how they rebuild their lives. You never think of anybody surviving it.
No.
No.
They don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it because nobody could figure out how do we even find out. Did the new people just come from other places and go, hey, it's empty now?
Right.
You know? This story picks up, hold on. This is all the stuff. Pompeii and Herculaneum are two wealthy cities on the coast of Italy, just south of Naples. Pompeii was a community of 30,000 people, hosted a thriving and active political and financial networks. Herculaneum had about 5,000, had an active fishing fleet, and a number of marble workshops. Both blah, blah, blah. In popular culture, the eruption is usually depicted as an event with no survivors, an apocalyptic event with no survivors. In the TV series Doctor Who and Loki, I had never heard of these things. Everyone in Pompeii and Herculaneum dies, but the evidence that people could have escaped was always there. The eruption, it went on for 18 hours. I'm going to go. This guy used... Okay. So this guy created a methodology to determine if survivors could be found. I took Roman names unique to Pompeii or Herculaneum, such as Numerus, Papadius, and Alois Umbricius, and searched for the people with the names who lived in the surrounding communities in the period after the eruption. I also looked for additional evidence, such as improved infrastructure in neighboring communities to accommodate migrants. After 8 years of scouring databases in the tens of thousands of Roman inscriptions on places ranging from walls to tombstones, he found evidence of 200 survivors in 12 cities.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. They're mainly in the general area of Pompeii, but they tend to be north of Mount Vesuvius, outside the zone of the greatest destruction.
That's...
Yeah. Wow. Some of the families that escaped apparently went to thrive in their new communities, blah, blah, blah. Some that were already poor got a lot poorer. Others seem to have lost family fortunes, perhaps in the eruption itself. Oh, wow. But the diary, so I'll put it in the notes if you want to go read it. It's crazy that I never even thought about anybody surviving.
They don't talk about
I only watched that one movie, Pompeii. It's kind of cheesy. I don't even remember who was in it, but it got a little 10 Commandments-y there for a while with like the volcano didn't look real, and I'm like, well, it was okay.
Commandments.
Well, I mean, the 10 Commandments at the time didn't have the technology, but like when Moses parts the Red Sea, you're like, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, moving on. This is crazy. This is, I guess it's a holy shit they found it. But it's also just news. Okay. Especially news to me, who went to a Catholic school. I know.
So are we in news now?
News. The earliest known copy of an incredible story about Jesus performing a miracle as a child has been discovered scrawled on an ancient Egyptian manuscript.
What?
Well, get a load of this. Okay. The 2,000-year-old, is it papyrus or papyrus? I don't know. It's a material that predates paper. Yeah. Tells the lesser-known story of the vivification of sparrows when the 5-year-old Jesus is said to have turned clay pigeons into live birds, a tale also referred to as the second miracle. I have never heard of this in my life.
Me neither.
Wouldn't he be something at a shooting range? When they go, pull, and a clay pigeon comes out, and then it turns into a real bird. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Huh. The clumsiness of the handwriting led the researchers to believe it was likely written as part of a class exercise in a school or religious community in the 4th or 5th century Egypt, which was a Christian society in those times. The original story of Jesus' miracles is thought to have been written around the 2nd century as part of the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, a book detailing Jesus of Nazareth's youth that was ultimately excluded from the Bible. Now, why did we exclude that?
Right.
What are you, Simon and Schuster? Who's editing this shit to go, yeah, I'm not big on the clay pigeon one.
No.
Nah,
No.
it was just kind of, oh, look, it's a bird.
Pull it.
I would have kept it. I don't understand. I don't understand who got to do all that back. That's why I don't know. Catholics don't take the Bible as seriously as other religions.
Oh, no.
We just go, it's a good story, take the moral, run with it.
Yeah.
The details,
See you at the fish fry.
yeah.
Bing beer.
See you at the fish fry. Yeah, we'll be gambling. They noticed the word Jesus in it, and then they compared other digitized parchment like this. They deciphered it letter by letter. Then they realized it couldn't be just a regular document. The infancy of Gospel of Thomas describes his life, Jesus' life from the age of 5 to 12, and was written during the second century as a way to fill in the blanks of his youth. Clay pigeons to birds. I mean, it's spectacular if you can do it.
I like it.
I don't really, it's not like a helpful miracle.
Carrot Top could do it.
It would be great in Carrot Top's show if he could make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll call him.
Okay.
Yeah. If Jesus can.
It's pretty good if you're 5 years old.
In the story, Jesus is just 5 years old playing in a stream while molding 12 sparrows out of soft clay in riverbed mud. When his father Joseph knows what he was doing, he scolds Jesus and asks why he would be molding clay on the Sabbath, a holy day of rest and worship. In response, Jesus orders the clay figures to take flight as living birds, which they do. What do you say now, Dad? Oh! What you say now, Joseph? Huh? I don't even know what this infancy gospel of Thomas is. My mom will know.
Yep.
I'll call her.
Okay.
It's just how I mean, I've made it this far in life, I've never even heard about it. All right. Why is that a secret? Why is that not? Speaking of weird things happening, this is news. Reported birth of a rare white buffalo calf in Yellowstone Park fulfills the Lakota prophecy, and it's not good.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, there's two arguments. The reported birth of the buffalo fulfills the Lakota prophecy that portends better times, according to members of the American Indian tribe, who caution it's also a signal, though, that more must be done to protect the earth and its animals. It's a really cute little thing.
Yeah, they're really cute.
There's somebody in Wyoming, or me and Stephanie McHugh went and did these gigs in Wyoming and Montana, and this exit thing kept taunting me about this white buffalo. And I got off the road, and it was just like somebody's house, and they were like, yeah, it's not here today.
What?
Yeah.
It's not here? Come on.
I'm telling you, that's what they said. But she did say, do you want to see the other ones? So I said, yes.
Sure.
And they were in the backyard. Just regular buffalo. The birth of this calf is a blessing and a warning. We must do more. Chief Looking Horse, the spiritual leader of the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota in South Dakota, the 19th century keeper of the sacred white buffalo calf, woman, pipe, and bundle. The birth comes after a severe winter in 2023 drove thousands of buffalo out of Yellowstone, also known as bison, to lower elevation. More than 1,500 were killed, sent to slaughter, and transferred to tribes seeking to reclaim ownership over an animal their ancestors lived alongside for a millennia. So they're saying it's kind of a warning.
They would know.
I would trust what they say. Lakota legend says about 2,000 years ago, when nothing was good, food was running out, and bison were disappearing, white buffalo calf woman appeared, presented a bowl pipe and a bundle to a tribe member, and taught them how to pray, and said that the pipe could be used to bring buffalo to the area as food. She left. When she left, she turned into a white buffalo calf.
Oh! Wow.
She's a shapeshifter.
Yes.
And someday when times are hard, I shall return and stand upon the earth as a white buffalo calf, black nose, black eyes, and black hooves. A similar one was born in Wisconsin in 1994 named Miracle, but we're ignoring that one. Again, Wisconsin's getting dissed.
Right.
It's not right. This one looks like a truly white buffalo because it has black nose, black hooves, but dark eyes. The pictures I've seen, the calf seems to have those traits. A naming ceremony has been held for the Yellowstone calf-looking horse, said, though he declined to reveal the name. Oh, come on. Why not tell us the name?
Yeah. How are we going to sell merch for it?
Right.
We don't know the name.
Right.
Yeah.
80 tribes across the United States currently have about 20,000 bison, a figure that's grown in recent years. So
They're cool looking.
it's a warning. Better take care of the earth.
Yep.
But let's not destroy Stonehenge when we're doing it. Can we not do that?
Nope.
I'm just cruising around here.
Okay.
I don't know why this story made me laugh.
Okay.
Traveling in the Northeast, when I go out to the Northeast, the tiny states, I call them the tiny states, and I mean that in a loving way.
Yeah.
I don't really know where I'm at. I don't know how I got there. It's all too confusing to me. But I have picked up on the fact that New Hampshire is kind of in your face anti a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
And nobody really knows why.
I don't understand anything. We'll start with the license plate. Live free or die. Settle down. Switch to decaf if you're that intense on a license plate. Die! Just die! Oh my gosh. Okay. We don't. You could have picked something happier. Just saying. But I've done shows there. It was super fun. They are the only state you don't have to wear a seatbelt.
What?
Yep.
Christ.
They have a rule for kids, like if you're under 18, but the state of New Hampshire has never implemented the safety law for adults and only has one for those under 18. According to Governor's Highway Association safety, neither a primary nor a secondary seatbelt is in place for adults in the state. That's in 2024?
Stupid. Yeah.
Ralph Nader would be so upset. Poor Ralph.
That's ridiculous.
People in New Hampshire are only asked to follow a primary passenger safety law that covers minors.
So you're 18, you're like, fuck it. I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
At 8, if you want to be. According to this law, those below the age of 7 and shorter than 57 inches. Here we go. This is where now it's going to apply to me. It's my old car seat joke.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm 5 foot tall. How many inches is that? 12 times 5 is, 60 inches. I'm 3 inches away from being a child.
Wow.
Yep. Now, I would have to be secured by an approved restraint system, such as a booster seat, while those between ages of 7 and 18 just need to be buckled up. They put a bill in front of the House of Representatives. It was shot down. Opponents say it's not the government. That's what they don't want. They do not want government stuff.
No.
Guns and seatbelts and nope.
Nope.
It's just, it was like I don't know. It's more of an attitude I would expect in the South somewhere. You know?
The whole state's population is 1.4 million.
1.4 of New Hampshire?
Yeah, 1.4 million.
Oh. Well, then they're I get it.
They're Alaska.
Yeah, it is Alaska. They say that it's a reason to pull you over without having a reason. And I don't disagree with that. It's kind of bullshit. I wish the cops would start pulling over for texting. I'm so sick of the texters. I really think it should be like a DUI.
Yeah.
If you get caught texting and driving and make it a ridiculous amount of money that you're going to have to work really hard to pay off, and then maybe people would stop. Traffic patterns are fucked up. I saw 2 accidents going to the airport, clearly texting accidents.
Yeah.
Somebody's rear-ending, somebody at a stoplight. Happened to my friend Drew. It's just, it's so out of hand.
Yeah.
People aren't driving their cars anymore. They're looking down and blah, blah, blah. I'm less concerned about the seatbelt. Let's get New Hampshire on the texting. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was strange. So I'm going to pay attention now in New Hampshire and see if anybody...
Just riding free.
Yeah.
There's only 733,000 people in Alaska. So
There's only 773,000 people in Alaska. 33. Right. That's why when Sarah Palin would brag, it's my old joke, when she would brag that she was the governor of Alaska. I'm like, right, but there's more reindeer than people, Sarah. I would be way more impressed if you said you were the game warden of all of Alaska. Because sometimes those moose get into town and they go in a Hallmark store and start just trashing precious moments and scaring the shit out of old ladies. You got to get it out.
Precious moments.
How do you get it out?
Oh my God.
I don't know what they eat. You got to get moose treats and get them out.
Yep.
This is a little sporting news. And if you don't care about sports, that's okay.
Yep.
But quickly, Aaron Rodgers is, to me, a malignant, narcissistic diva. I felt bad for Jets fans. I'm like, you don't want him. You do and you don't.
You felt bad for Green Bay, too.
I felt bad for Green Bay, but I thought Jordan Love was fine. I'm like, get rid of the problem guy, and let's get the young guy and give him a chance and put him in your system. He'll be fine.
Yep.
And he was very good last season. Is he as good as Aaron Rodgers? Not yet. Well, jackass diva, he didn't show up for minicamp. Every June in football, whether you watch it or you don't care, they just have a minicamp, and it's really important that everybody show up.
Yep.
Because one time I got in the mail a Tennessee Titans package. They thought I was that person.
What?
I opened it up. I had field passes. I had everything. I had key cards. The whole package. It was a FedEx to go to training camp. How funny it would have been if I just showed up. I got my key cards. I'm in.
What position were you going to play?
Well, I don't know any position I could have played properly, but I would have asked for kicker because it's illegal to hit me. It's a penalty if you hit me. So start with that. But out at the farm, we kick soccer footballs with the kids. It is so hard to kick a field goal. Like, people don't understand how heavy that fucking ball is, and it hurts your foot. It's hard.
Yeah.
He's just a problem.
Yeah.
And he gave no reason.
No.
He'll get fined, but he doesn't care.
No. He's at a ayahuasca camp.
It's like, will he show up? Yeah, they said he's at a ayahuasca. I can't ever say that. That's the
Thing that Ron went to.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Go play and do what you want. But now it's time, you got to act like you're part of a team.
Yep.
And Tom Brady's got a lot to say about that. Crazy person. The Jets kicked off mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, but they were halted by the Hall of Fame. They were without their Hall of Fame quarterback. Some players are excused if they're unable to attend, but this was not the case with him.
Nope.
They said his absence wasn't excused. He's attending an event that's important to him. Oh, the New York press has started to turn on him.
Good.
Well, you're a little late. I understand you were excited to get him because he is a very good quarterback when he's participating. It's not something the Jets have approved, and there you go. So, not a good start, Jets fans.
Nope.
And I have nothing against the Jets. I've never even been the teams that I did have in Missouri. Had nothing to do with the Jets. Let's stay on football for a minute. But this isn't football, so in case you hate sports, this is about being a human. This is about Tom Brady, Tommy. Well, it turns out Tommy's a little crazy, like not in a bad way, but in a way that he was inducted in the Patriots Hall of Fame ceremony, and he gave a big speech. Mm-hmm. You guys have to go online to watch the end.
It's in the notes.
Put it in the notes. Mm-hmm. But he just starts yelling. So he thanks everybody. He has funny things to say. Fine, the sisters, but then and I just think I have never lived my life like this. Like I don't. But he's intense when he's saying it. He's like, I would encourage everyone to play football for the simple reason that it is hard. And I'm like, how did I get in this TED Talk? I want to go. Isn't there a fun TED Talk when people are talking about fun things? Like, it's hard when you're young and you wake up in the off season to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. Yeah, that's what I'd like to be doing.
Love a pancake.
I'm just saying this is a great speech if you want to be number one. I'm very comfortable at 6 or 7 or lower. Like, that's why I could never run for president, because every time in the debates, it doesn't matter which person it is, they're like, the United States needs to be number one. I'm like, do we? Have you been to Italy? It's really nice.
Very nice.
How about Ireland? Mm-hmm. Do you have to be, why?
Happy people.
Why do you have to be number one? Like, what? does that get you? What is that? A sense of accomplishment? Well, if you set your goal lower, then your tiny accomplishments will get you to the same feeling. Anyway, my TED Talk will not be this intense, and there will be a bar in the back if I can make sure that the place has alcohol. It's hard when you practice weighed down with all your gear and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or the beach. Yes. And your body's already completely exhausted from workouts and 2-a-days, meaning 2 practices a day like the football kids have to do morning and evening. It's hard to throw, block, catch, and tackle and hit kids when they're bigger than you and way more developed than you. You can only go home bruised and battered, but knowing that you have to show up for the next day for the chance to try again. But understand this. Life is hard. And he's going, I'm like, oh my God. What?
Tom!
Did he do cocaine? What? You remind me of people that I worked at restaurants with that did a lot of cocaine. I don't think Tommy ever does cocaine, but I'm saying
He's fired up.
the intensity.
Very fiery.
Yeah. Life is hard. No, I don't think so.
No.
I've had a lovely time. It's fine. It's actually silly to me. If anything, life is just, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But in a fun way.
Fun.
It's fun. You're here.
Yep.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy the ride.
No matter who you are, there are bumps and bruises and hits. My advice is to prepare yourself. Because football lessons teach us that. But he says everybody could go play football. Well, the girls can't.
No.
So you didn't even think about. And he has sisters that he really likes. The sisters should have caught this.
Well.
Flag football. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's talking about block, catch, and tackle. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Football is hard. Wow.
I mean, anyway, football teaches us lessons that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity, and that team accomplishment far more exceeds anyone's individual goals. To be successful in anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. Oh. I love shortcuts. Oh, my God. If you look at all my teammates here, it'd be impossible to find better examples of men who embody that work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion.
Wow.
Like, if you got a kid who's all jacked up and wants to be number one, have him listen to this speech every day.
Yep.
If you got a kid who seems,
complacent.
Yeah, just fine, having a nice time, they don't need to hear that.
No.
Or let them hear it, and it'll just reinforce, I ain't doing any of that shit. No, I'm not.
Maybe he's a little fired up. He's had a rough year.
He's very fired up. I know.
That's funny.
This is kind of crazy interesting because I thought this would happen.
Okay.
This is why. So when they said a long time ago Colorado was going to get weed and marijuana is legal, and then all the people freak out, and there's jokes in my specials about it. Colorado, but this was always my point. Once you get to a certain age, I don't know. I don't even want to say an age because then people will judge that. But I am not a pot smoker. I have tried it many, many times.
You're not against it.
Well, because it's less calories than drinking. But I do good with drinking. Right. Really good. Really good at it. Like, really good. Even if there's no liquor that I'm familiar with, I know how to manage it. Like, if I get to a thing and it's just, I really can only drink Pinot Noir. I can't. Merlots and the heavy ones, just too much of a hangover. It's not worth it. My headaches, it's like an allergy thing. But if they don't have Pinot Noir, I simply slide into something else. But I know how to manage the evening.
The transition.
The transition and managing your evening.
Right.
But so anyway, making weed legal isn't going to want to make me go buy weed. No. This is where the anti-weed people didn't seem to understand. And I could have told you that at 18. So don't say it's because, you grow up and you, no, I smoke pot and I fall asleep. Yep. That's the end of it. It's absolutely stupid for me. Doesn't agree with my system. No, I don't. I tried an edible Ron gave me, and then he didn't explain anything, and I didn't think it did anything. So I was like, this is stupid. And then I ate the rest of it, and then I fell asleep for like 24 hours. Like, it's just stupid. So I thought, go ahead, make weed legal. The people that were like, everybody's going to be high. It's going to be apocalypse. No, I don't care. No. There's plenty of people like me, too. Yep. Or they do none of it.
Nope.
Just, I'm not weed, I'm not a drinker, whatever.
I'm a vegan.
Right. Well, Colorado's weed market is coming down hard, and it's making other states nervous because then all these places, and then I had all my stoner friends were like, we got to get in on the ground floor. And I'm like, no. And then the other super curious part, somebody should do a documentary about this. Maybe I'll bring this idea to my TED Talk and see if someone wants to do it, because I'm not going to do it. Because that's why my TED Talk says I'm number 8, because I'm not going to do it. Like, I have so many comedian pothead friends, and it was always weird at the improv or the comedy clubs. The stoners hung with the stoners, and the drinkers hung with the drinkers, because the stoners were usually outside getting high, and then we're inside at the bar. It wasn't that we don't like them or anything like that. Right. But my pothead friends still use their weed guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of them are old and they're just used to their weed guy. But even the younger ones are like, no, I got a guy.
Right.
They don't go to these places and buy this weed. And then I went into Aspen. My mom swore there was pot lotion that she puts all over and it solves all of her arthritis. And I'm like, well, I went into it and I'm like, can I get a bottle? One heats up like icy hot, warming one, and the other one's just regular lotion. And I didn't know which one to get. She wasn't answering her phone, which is never charged. And I go, well, I'll just take them both. And the lady's like, that'll be $500. I go, what? What? And then I thought, well, I promised it, so I did it. And I never tell them what things cost, because then they'll feel bad. And then she called. She goes, that lotion you bought me is so great. I put it all over your father's back. I'm like, no, you're supposed to use like the size of a dime. And I'm like, I go, Mom, just FYI, that stuff's a little pricey. She didn't need to know $250 a bottle. No. I thought it would last like a year or two, two years. And then in my math, I'm like, well, it's only $8 a month. I did shitty math, but I'm like, they're worth it. But in that, like, I went in Aspen, there was a fancy pot store, and then there was like not so fancy one, but there were like a lot. Yeah. And I'm like, you're all competing against one another. I don't know.
It's crazy.
So like some of the dispensaries are already closing. They're also weird. Like, you have to show your ID. It's cash only. It's all very strange.
It's a separate bank.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm looking at, Ron. I'm like, can we just go to the liquor store where shit's on the up and up? What's going on in here? What is good? And why aren't they robbed more often when I know there's all that cash back there?
Right.
Or maybe they are. I don't keep up with it. I don't know. The dismal state of the cannabis market, what was once a success story, has now left a trail of failed businesses and cash-strapped entrepreneurs in its wake. Regulatory burdens, an oversaturated market, and increasing competition from nearby states have landed major blows, leaving other states with newer marijuana markets scrambling to avoid the same mistakes. Well, how many are you going to have?
Right.
Maybe you should poll your city. How many people are pot people? Mm-hmm. And then do you have your own weed guy, and would you vary from him?
Your weed guy. It
was even wherever the restaurants I worked at, like Cattle Company, they're like, yeah, Macco's the weed guy, in case you're a weed person. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Thank you.
Who's going to get me secret beards because I'm only 17? In 2020, the market soared to $2.2 billion. Just 3 years later, sales had plummeted to $1.5 billion, leading to layoffs, closures, and downsizing. The market downturn has spelled trouble for the state finances, too. Colorado took in more than $282 million in cannabis tax revenues in the last fiscal year, because then they started doing all that. Initially, the banks wouldn't even take their money,
right, because
of all that. And then the regulations came in, and I don't know. I just thought this would happen.
Right.
Tourists who once flooded the state for opportunity, legal experience, Rocky Mountain highs have largely disappeared as the novelty is worn off. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Hey, it's legal. Mm-hmm. All right.
Same in Vegas. Same in Nevada.
Even Texans aren't driving north to buy weed anymore, satisfied with the proliferation of intoxicating hemp products in their own state. It's a cautionary tale for states with their own weed programs. A top New York cannabis official recently pointed to Colorado's dramatic marijuana market downturn to justify regulators' hesitance to issue too many licenses at once. That's, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
How many liquor stores can we have in one neighborhood? I mean, it's the same. Well, depends on depends on if I'm in your neighborhood. Yeah. So, cautionary tale. Mm-hmm. All right.
Missouri's legal.
Missouri is legal and gambling online is not. Tennessee, gambling online is legal and weed is not. Thankfully, I'm not a weed person, but I am a gambler. So I check every week before I go on the road to see if I'm going to be in gambling jail. And for all the states that aren't allowing it, why?
Right. Your phone's burning up at the Delta Club.
We're going to close. Well, I have to say, hold on, this is going to be my last one. But then I had to do a couple thank yous. I have to find that piece of paper. Hold tight, everybody.
Where are you going this week?
I'm going to Charlestown, West Virginia, and I can't be stopped.
Nice.
It's sold out.
It's sold out.
It's a casino.
Finally say the right date. So that's
Yeah, I've said the wrong dates. I apologize for that. Just a couple termite shout-outs, and we're going to do our take. Well, my last story, and then the quotes. Maya gave me a Sound and Music souvenir folio, very nice, and some homemade paper journals that are super cool. An unnamed termite sent me the Dolly Biscuit mix, which I will make an opossum keychain. Gene and Drew sent this fishing kit. This guy, I don't usually promote people's stuff, but this guy just did it for fun. He's retired, and he made up his own fishing lures, and they're wonderful.
You gonna use them?
Yes, absolutely. It's called the Ned Rig Kit. Then he gives you, here's what I love. He gives you the little jig heads, which are the weights to attach the worm, the plastics. You attach it, but sometimes they don't give you those, and then you're guessing at which weight. And but anyway, it's the Ned Fishing Rig Kit, designed by Drew. That's Jean's husband.
Nice.
Missy made my, this is an all-star handmade thing. My mom's all-star pills.
That's fun.
Which she certainly still has. And I'm starting to make my own bottle. That's great. And then Rob, the Orlando Gurmite, he gave me a What Would Dolly Do artwork thing. It's great. So thank you to all the termites who did all that.
Nice.
And this is a story that makes me very happy. Then we're going to do a couple quotes and send you on your way.
Okay.
A cat, he's really cute too, just earned his doctorate from a Vermont university.
What did you just say? What?
They gave him a doctorate.
A cat?
Yeah. For many graduates, their college degrees come at the end of at least 4 years spent roaming the campus. Max, a 6-year-old tabby cat, is no different, except now he's a doctor of literature. Get it?
No.
Literature.
No.
He's been visiting Vermont State campus ever since his owner, Ashley Dow, began letting him out of the house, which is in walking distance of the school. They said that the very affectionate Max is the first one to greet him in the morning. That's the dean of admissions. And will even come inside in the admissions during wintertime. The rest of his daily routine revolves around where the students are. He'll frequently head up the hill and park himself outside our main academic building so the students come and go from class. He sometimes would just be sitting on the wall. He doesn't shy away from climbing all of his students, so he'll get up on their backpacks and they walk around and everybody's doing selfies. I would say he's a charismatic cat because he brings people together. He stands up and purrs if you've gone in his favor. He also greets visitors who come for tours of the school. He feels like he has a job to do welcoming the people. Max earned a degree at the pivotal time in the university's history. Vermont State's University 2024 class marks the first combined graduating class after the merger with Castleton University, Northern Vermont University, and Vermont Technical College. The 3 schools combined to form Vermont State University in 2023. Yeah, don't need to do all that.
Max.
The furry graduate even has his own school email and directory page. Wait a second. Hold on 1 second. He got an honorary doctorate. This lady and her daughter, a student at Vermont, they monitor Max's emails and have responded to messages from as far away as Germany and England.
Cool.
Yeah. There used to be a feral cat problem in the community, causing Max to be regularly attacked by other cats. So she put posters around the campus asking students to send her a text or bring Max home if they saw him after dark. Soon they were arriving on her doorstep with Max in hand. So they bring him home at night.
Oh my God. Wow.
He did not do the walk at the ceremony when his name was called. Well, he's a cat.
Yep. Might want to be trained a little more.
Yep.
A dog
He may.
would.
A dog would. Some dogs would.
Yep.
Lukey wouldn't. My brother's dog.
No.
He might have if you had food. Lukey was in for a deal. It's a really cute story, cute cat.
Nice.
Good job, Vermont. Good job. All right, let's find 2 quotes, and then I gotta go. Get going, doing
Who's
something.
opening this weekend?
Opening this weekend is Michael Somerville. Michael Palisak.
Yep.
I just saw Michael Somerville. That's why he's on my brain.
The beer monster.
Michael Palisak. He's very, very funny. Go on his Instagram. He likes Instagram. Michael Palisak. Here's a Tay-Tay quote. Hold on. Oh, this was with Marie Claire
Oh, man.
in 2015. There are 2 ways you can get through the pain. You can let it destroy, or you can use it as fuel to drive you to dream bigger, work harder.
Oh,
That's sort of the Tommy Salami.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like the Tom Brady school of just get off your ass. Wake up.
Fuck pancakes.
No,
What?
but the super driven people, they bother me because
I can't wait to hear this.
because they don't question the structure ever.
No.
Well, I shouldn't say ever, but like working 9 to 5. When I got out of college and got a real job for a year and a half, that's all I lasted. I'm like, this 9 to 5 is ridiculous. That's why I like the children. They question these things. I'm good from 10 to 7.
Yep.
I'm really good.
Yep.
But why does it have to be 8 to 5 or 9 to 5?
Right.
Who said that and who decided that? And then, but then there's always the jackasses like in my real job that, you know, they were all supposed to be by 9 working. They're there at 8:30.
Yeah. And then they judge you.
They judge, and then everybody's like, well, I guess we better get here earlier. No!
No.
Don't
No.
give in.
Do not cater. No.
I'm finding a good one before we go. Patience, termites.
Dolly's been very quiet.
Discussing her distinctive look in an interview with The Times. People know I have no taste, no style, no class. If I have any class, it's all low. No matter how I dress, I'm gonna look cheap. See, that's accepting yourself. That is saying it's okay to just not be.
Nope.
I don't know. Maybe people get a kick out of number 1. Like I've won shit, but I didn't. I don't know.
Hoop shoot champion.
I was a hoop shoot champion in Missouri, girls age 12 to 13. I got 15 out of 15 underhanded. Was I afraid of that? Was I embarrassed? No.
No.
If underhanded's going to get me there,
You slayed it.
I did slay it.
Yeah.
I really like when they say USA, we have to be number 1. USA, you have you been to Greece? I mean, I know they're bankrupt. I'm aware of that, but the EU's bailing them out. But you know, there's plenty of countries that are relaxed and they're not number 1. That life is just different and not so intense. And
Cool.
that would be
That's why
I'm going to work on my TED Talk. How to successfully get to the middle and enjoy your life. Enjoy all the things that Tom's talking about. Pancakes, sleeping in. You're never going to get to sleep in again in your life, probably. A whole summer, probably never going to happen.
Nope.
So you know what? Make your dreams happen.
Embrace the middle.
Yeah, maybe, Tom, we all don't have the dreaming to be a number 1. Maybe that. Right. Maybe I dream of pancakes and sleeping in. All right,
That's why you're a Titans fan. And not
that's why I'm still a Cardinals fan this year. I'm so mad, though. My mom agreed. Her and my dad watch every game. And she'd watch them if my dad went home. It's not like it was his deal. They're so bad, and they will not fire people.
Nope.
And then the owner got on and said some really shitty things on a podcast. And I'm like, wow, you're not even trying to act like
No.
he's just an asshole. And I just...
Who's your number 2 team?
My number 2 baseball team? The Cubs.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like your younger siblings. Yeah.
You can go be a baby Cubs fan this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, until the Cardinals get their shit together,
Go Cubs.
go Cubs. But they're not really that good. It's all the Dodgers. It's not. The Cubs aren't very good either. I'm predicting a Florida Panther win. We'll see. I did not see Rory McIlroy losing that tournament the way he did. Poor sportsmanship at the end.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people feel that way about Bryson DeChambeau, but he did win. Not very good form there, Rory. Not that he's listening. Here's what I think about you skipping and not saying congratulations and walking to the parking lot like a big old baby. Should have said congrats. Here's what I say about you missing 3 putts that were less than 3 feet. One was only 2 feet. That monkey on his back just gained 50 more pounds.
That's called mini
It's been 10 years since you won a major. You've called off your divorce and no one knows why. They'd say you're worth $250 million. You'd have to give her half.
I think that's why.
Probably. Yeah, don't give it to the lawyers.
Whoa, reconcilable differences.
Yeah, or just split it up amongst yourselves.
Right.
Don't pay the lawyer the fee. That's why my dad quit being a divorce attorney after like 2 hours of it when he was young. He's like, there are no people on earth more unpleasant. I don't want to spend my days like this, just arguing over bullshit. Well, who gets the lawnmower? And he said, at some point, I just realized I don't give a shit. And he quit being a divorce lawyer. That was right out of college.
We have a hat coming to the store.
Oh, we got a hat coming for merch?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
I have to go get my fat tire sweatshirt fixed. It has a hole in it. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite tiny hoodie. It's a perfect summer hoodie. And I haven't been back to the Fat Tire Brewery in eons. I need to get back there.
Time to go.
Time to go. All right, you ready?